Hello and welcome to Warlords of Draenor. In this video I'm going to be talking about the Garrison. Now my Garrison is level 3 at the moment and it looks kind of awesome because it's huge. It doesn't start out this way of course, but this is something like it will end up for the Horde. The Garrison is located in Frostfire Ridge at the bottom and you can get here straight away and start using it at your leisure. And it's quite an important building. So I'm going to talk about how it starts out at level 1. At level 1 you start out with your town hall, which is always in this place, and you will start with Gazlo, who is currently inside the building. He will be your architect, who will oversee all building and construction in your garrison, and is a very useful guy to get talking to straight away so that you can figure out how to plan things. You are automatically given a barracks as your first building, and then you will also have one small plot. Now I'll go straight to the Gazlo himself and demonstrate exactly what plots are and stuff. So this is the architect table. If you didn't see that, it's just this thing here. And you can see how the garrison looks. Now each of these is a small plot, and each of the stables, them two there, large plots, and you also get two medium plots. As this tab on the left shows, I'll just turn the music down a little. Large buildings. These are your options for large buildings. At maximum level, which is level 3, you get 2 large, 2 medium, 3 small. So, barracks. If you mouse over these, you can tell exactly what they're good for in each level, because each building has 3 level ups. Barracks is good for patrolling missions, followers, and customization. If you want to focus mainly on followers, barracks is a good choice, and like I said earlier, it automatically gets given to you, although you can bulldoze buildings later on if you don't like the choices that are given. Stables. This is good for just getting around. It makes you immune to days, and it increases your mount speed. Workshop. This gives you some very nice items, some of which basically enable flying in Draenor, which is not something that you can usually get. There's an item which is like a rocket, which you use and it just takes off and you can fly it around. It's got a small duration, I think it lasts 1 minute, but it's flying in Draenor. That's a really useful thing to have. And of course at level 3 you get a siege engine. Spirit Lodge. This is something that you should get on alts, probably. It's not a good building at all. The only thing it does for you is give you portals around Draenor. So at level 3 you can get 3 Ogre Waygates and just use those to get around, similar to how a Mage Portal gets around Azeroth. It's nothing special, it's just a convenience, and compared to the benefits of the other buildings, I would not recommend getting this. And lastly, the War Mill. This thing gives you transmogs and allows you to collect armor scraps, but the main thing that it's used for is upgrading your followers through the things it can loot. And at level 3, one of your 3 Seals of Tempered Fate, which is the bonus coin things like in Mist of Pandaria, you get 1 for free. Because unlike in Mist where you just get a quest and then get 3 given to you, you actually have to buy these individually in Warlords. So getting 1 for free, that's quite cool because they're quite expensive. Medium buildings. Frostwall Tavern, Blacklight Sanctum, Barn, Lumbermill, Trading Post. Right, so this one, these ones are a little bit more flexible and all of them are good. The Frostwall Tavern. If you're going to be doing a lot of dungeons and you're focusing on your followers, this is good because it will give you daily quests in dungeons, including at level 3 lucrative treasure hunter missions. And you can also specify to recruit followers with traits you're interested in. For example, I have a mine and I didn't have a miner, so I got the tavern, went inside and hired a miner, and then that increases my output. Gladiator Sanctum. If you PvP, this is for you. Which is me. This is amazing. In all outdoor Draenor zones at max level, you'll have all 3 perks, which include Safe Fall, Infinite Underwater Breathing, Out of Combat Regeneration, the ability to loot broken bones, and 50% less damage taken while below 35% life. I think that Ashran counts as an outdoor Draenor zone, which is the world PvP hotspot, this will be amazing. Absolutely amazing. And actually you can collect broken bones in Ashran, so yeah, it totally is. So this is a good thing if you're going to be spending a lot of time outdoors, but mainly for PvP. The barn. This is a bit of a strange one because it's about leatherworking and skinning. Usually the profession buildings are on the small plots, but for some reason skinning is tied to the barn. So you collect animals in traps and then collect the skins off them this way. But you can also, at level 3, manage to get savage blood, which is actually quite a rare resource. So a lot of people who are focusing on raiding might want to get the barn just for the savage blood, which is used to upgrade epic armor and weapons later on in the game. Lumber mill. This is a bit of a strange one. Now, garrison resources you can collect in various different ways. You can kill rares, you can hunt treasure, you can go on certain, albeit rare, follower missions, or use the lumber mill. Now, excuse me, resources are actually quite hard to get. And by quite hard, I mean, unless you have the lumber mill, it's going to annoy the crap out of you. But, on the flip side to that, the lumber mill has no combat or out of combat benefits at all. It's purely for making resources. So if you want to min-max, probably don't want to get this, and you'll probably want to try and focus on just hoarding up your resources and using them in the most efficient way possible. On an alt, or if you don't want to min-max and you just want it to be easier with less farming done on your part, then you probably want to take the lumber mill just to make things a little easier for yourself. Trading post. This is good for having a bank, an auction house, I think that's it that it comes with. And then obviously the things that you get at the different levels, which is trading goods. You can trade garrison resources to get certain goods that you're interested in, or you can sell resources items back and buy garrison resources, which is another useful way of getting them. Grants you access to the new quartermasters for the Shatari defense and the Laughing Skull. Not entirely sure what they give. I think it's a battle pet and some other little toy item. And finally, increases reputation gain in Draenor by 20%. If you get this on an alt, as far as I'm aware, everyone on your account gets the 20% perk. So definitely want to get this on an alt and improve your faction increase by 20%. Really good. Small buildings. Small buildings are where you will find all of your professions, and then a little extra one besides. Now, the way professions work in Draenor, I'll give jewel crafting as an example. You used to prospect the ores and get gems, and then you can obviously just craft the gems and level up. Doesn't quite work that way anymore. Now you have to, like for instance, if you want to craft a gem, it costs ore and herbs. It's kind of strange. And also you won't be able to learn many recipes and things without getting the relevant faction specific garrison building for your profession. So for that reason I have taken jewel crafting, building and the forge, because I am a blacksmith and a jewel crafter. However, you can get any building of your choice. It will just slow you down. For example, in Mist of Pandaria you had living steel as one of the primary resources, and you could make one a day. If you get the relevant building that would make living steel, again as a Mist of Pandaria comparison, the building itself will also make that resource, doubling the amount you can get per day. So it is useful just to get it and focus on powering up your professions that way. So you have various different options for each of the things, and all of them do various different things. I won't go over them all because there's so many of them, but one I will cover is one that isn't actually a profession building, and that is the salvage yard. This is a good building to have if you are focusing heavily on follower missions, because it increases the chance of getting salvage from those missions, which can also include followers at max level, or armour and weapon upgrades for your followers throughout any other level, which can be used on your followers. Speaking of followers, over here is the mission table, and this is where all your followers reside. Kind of. So here you will be given a mission interface with a level on the left the name, the type is given by this symbol on over here, and the reward obviously on the right hand side. This over here, for example, gives 100 resources, which is quite awesome. However, it is level 100. This one here gives some loot. Bonus experience gives to followers, and loot money goes into your bags. You can also get Seals of Tempered Fate this way. And here you have a weapon enhancement token, and some armor ones as well. Obviously, it's difficult to level up all your followers simultaneously, so you'll probably want to focus on low level ones for your low level characters, and so on and so forth. So if I go onto this one, it's a 1 hour mission, and it's to kill this Blackrock Grunt. And to counter the Blackrock Grunt, you need someone with the Wild Aggression ability. On your left side here, you have all your followers with their relevant levels. You can get common green ones, rare blue ones, or epic purple ones. At max level 100, however, you can upgrade these to become epic eventually. But I've not got to that stage yet. So, we need somebody with this Wild Aggression talent. There's the Bruto as an option here. And there's also Erlin Umberhard, which is actually the first 4 you get as the Horde. So obviously, he wants to send somebody over here. I've been trying to level this Tauren up, so we're going to put him here. And that raises the chance of completing this mission to 100%. Click on the mission, which costs us 10 resources to send. And we'll send him on his way. Away he goes. And those are the missions and how they work. Sometimes you get 10-hour missions, like this one for example, and it takes multiple followers to complete. You can see here that the type is a primal, as well as having the magic debuff. So if you've got somebody that is good against primal creatures, that's another way to boost them. You can also get terrain choices. Right. Do we have anyone with the ability to counter this? We don't, but that doesn't mean we're going to automatically go and fail the mission. It starts out at 50%, and we can also use traits and abilities. For example, Major Kilras here, he has an ability called Death Fascination, which increases the chance when he's on a mission with an undead. So if we put him into the party, he statically raises the chance. And he also gives us high stamina to the party. And if we then look through our list and find an undead, which seems to be this dude, pretty sure he's an undead, he gets the Death Fascination buff from the other guy, and it raises the chance up quite significantly. And we have one more slot left to fill, and I have been trying to level up Vivian, so I will send her along too. Although that didn't raise the chance. I'm going to send it anyway. 77 is quite decent. It could go higher, but I want to level up that character. Away she goes. Now eventually these missions will complete, and you will cash in on the rewards. So this is the Town Hall. Over here at level 100 you can get your mission daily, which gets Apexis crystals. I always take the group one because it gives 1,000 opposed to 800. So we'll pick that up. Round the side, just here, periodically will spawn a crate which you can right click on and just get resources. Let's go further around and actually show you the buildings now that I have talked about them. Here is my forge. It is level 2 and it has a follower assigned to it, which is this weapon master here. When you assign a follower to a building, you can get a perk. If you get a level 2 forge, you can get this buff. And now I don't take durability loss from using my armour, and I also get a chance to proc an elemental, which is kind of awesome. You will be able to click on this person to start work orders, and these will turn into true steel ingots after an amount of time. You just click on these to start the work orders, and it automates itself. Once it's complete, it will spawn on the side here. You can right click that, get some sorcerer's earth and some true steel ingots. Same goes with the jewel crafting. You can loot the stuff over here. Talaric crystals, perfect. It's all fully automated and works while you're offline. Set all the work orders up.
We will persevere.
And also I want to be using our profession abilities to get the relevant things which we want. So let's get this, which I usually have all keyed. We want to make the Talaric crystals ourselves. So let's get one of those and get the secrets of jewel crafting. Secrets of jewel crafting is a thing that you create like that, which you can cash in with the trainer. And you can see each of these costs 1, or you can go further down the line and get things that cost 5. I would quite like to get some gems which I can make, so let's have a look. Yes, let's get some mastery gem. So we'll get that, learn that, and now I can make mastery gems. Perfect. Go into our forge, same sort of setup again. Everything's usually hotkeyed, but I'm on a different spec. There we go. So we want to create true steel ingot and get our secrets of blacksmithing. And then we can trade that in with this trainer again, or blacksmithing plans, which I've got 3 of at the moment. So we could get maybe a recipe for some weapon randomly. You could get things that re-roll the secondary properties, which is kind of cool if you don't like something. For example, if you've got a really high item level weapon, and it's got, say you're a class that needs a lot of haste and mastery, and all you got was, I don't know, crit and multi-strike, you could re-roll the stats. You could also get epic armor, which still only costs 1 mind, which is pretty awesome. But I'm actually saving up for higher level stuff, such as these things, which can upgrade 640 items into 655. So the salvage yard, whenever you get missions for your followers and they return, there's a chance you will get a crate upon their return. Here is a crate of salvage. So we'll go over to the incinerator, right click on that and see what we get. We got 19 herbs and a piece of random trash.
Time is money, friend.
You can get gear from this, you can get upgrades. That wasn't a great find, but it shows you the building in action. So getting 19 herbs, that's not exactly a total loss, so we'll take that. And those are your 3 small plots. Feel free to choose whichever profession buildings you wish. Over here I built the inn, so let's go inside here. And it will give us...
We are driven by a single purpose.
Darian Mograine? Awesome. You get random people popping into your inn and giving you daily quests for your dungeons. This is the only way you can get quests for your dungeons. If you go into a dungeon, there are actually 0 quests at all. So this is the only way to get things linked to them. So we can get quite nice items and toys and things from these quests. I'm not going to read the text, I'll read that later. You don't need to see much of this. And you'll get 2 of those per day. The inn itself's not got a lot going on. The Alliance version's a lot better and bigger. There's a little tiny upstairs section, and there's also a chef and a cook and everything downstairs. Over here I built a stables, and this is a good building because all your mounts can be randomly displayed here, which is kind of cool. And you get a lot of quests here, which actually give resources. So if you're struggling for resources, it's actually a really good building to get. Look, you get 20 from this one. You get 20 from that one. You get all sorts of quests from it. It's great. And eventually, obviously, you get the perks. This here is the barracks, and it's got absolutely nothing worth of interest going on whatsoever. It is the most boring building out of the lot, but it does give quite nice passive perks, so there's not much to say about that. Over here is my level 3 Gladiator Sanctum. When you are PvPing in the open world, automatically whenever you get a kill, broken bones will go into your back. I have fucking thousands of these things. Absolutely thousands. So when you get to the Gladiator Sanctum, you can right click on this little bone pile that the guy's standing on and start work orders. I can't actually start anymore because they're absolutely full to the brim already. When they are complete, a little tribute will come up here. So if I right click on that, I got 12 Apexis crystals, I got some PvP gear, I got 71 honor points, 95 conquest points, that's amazing, holy crap, and some gold as well, 112 gold in fact. So I can't believe I got conquest points from that. That is absolutely amazing. I'm very, very happy with that. Anyway, what else does this building have? It has quests. It has Nemesis quests. Now you can see these little buildings of the various Alliance factions around here, and the gnome is on fire. This means I have selected the Gnome Bane quest. I have to kill 500 gnomes, and that will give me 250 garrison resources. In hindsight, I should have probably picked human because I would have been able to get it done faster. And if you go into the PvP achievements here, I think it's in PvP. No, it's not. It's in Garrisons. Garrisons. And in the missions? In the buildings? Maybe it's buildings. Here we go. You can get the Nemesis rewards. So once I've completed this one, I'll get the title Gnomebane. You can get Manslayer, Scourge of Kildare, all this other stuff. And when you get all of them, you get Warlord of Draenor title. Pretty cool. And there's also another section tied into this building at level 3, which I'll just go and show now, which is at the entrance to your garrison, which is over here. When you get the Gladiator Sanctum to level 3, you'll get an ogre pay you a visit at the front door, and that's this guy here. He will give you a quest, which I already have, which I will find in my bags. Where is it? Call of the Gladiator. Take the sigil of the... It gives you a sigil. Take it and give it to the guy at the High Mall thing over here, and once you have that, you can go enter the Gladiator Colosseum, which is kind of like the Gurubashi Stranglethorn Arena. It's a free-for-all fight. Last man standing is the winner and takes all of the prizes. Over here we have the fishing shack.
Greetings,
He gives this. This is only a level 1 building for me at the moment, so there's not a great deal to really say about it. Over here we have the herb garden. And we have our herbs. Now note that are my skills. I am not a herbalist, I'm not a miner, I have no gathering professions. Does that matter? Not in the slightest. In the garrison, we can just pick away all of the herbs, no fucks given. It kind of trivialises the point of having gathering professions at a whole, to be honest, because you get even more herbs as you level this building up. And you can also specify which herb you want to get, it's not random. So we're going to get all of the herbs. Again, this is my building level 1, so there's not really a great deal to say about it. Primal Spirit I got from that as well. Primal Spirits are similar to Spirits of Harmony in Mist of Pandaria. You can cash them in for resources, and not garrison resources, just, you know, profession resources. And we loot the thing that was a work order.
You wish to speak?
Talk to her. The strike seeds that we got from the herbs. Cash in on those. Set her to work.
Walk with the Earth Mother.
And then moving on, we'll go over to the mine. Now this I have at level 2. We can pick up the work order there as well. And again, you don't need to be a miner to be able to mine these nodes. You can go all the way in there and pick up everything. But I'll do that later. I'm not going to show it in this video. And lastly, the final building which we have is the Pet Menagerie. So a little bit about these secondary buildings. You can access, let me think, what is it? The mine at level 92. The fishing shack at level 94, I think. The herb garden at level 96. And finally, you get this at level 98, I think, but only if your garrison is level 100, which probably won't happen until you are at level 100 to be able to get that thing anyway. And this is just something that gives daily quests. You get little visitors pop in here and you have to fight them for the daily, which is very fucking hard. I've not managed to do it yet. So that's Garrisons. Bit of a brief overview, but some people do get confused by it if they've not done some research, because it is quite a lot to take in. So hopefully that's clarified anything, or just given you a brief look if you already knew what was going on. Something else, by the way, if you are in a group with somebody and you are not the leader, if you just right click on your portrait, you will be able to see a thing pop up saying visit leader's garrison. So that's how you can go visit your friend's garrisons. Anyway, that's Garrisons, so thanks for watching and goodbye.